It's Nolan. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here, back with another episode of J Nolan News. Hey man, we're still on the Diddy situation. Unfortunately, it seems like this is the gift that's gonna keep on giving. People that have been connected to him, people that have been affected by his behavior in the past. Everybody is officially letting the chopper sing. If they have anything on him, they're coming out, letting their testimonies be known. As of today, we actually have Diddy, aka Shyne's former victim from the 1999 club shooting. Y'all remember the shooting that happened when it was Diddy, J-Lo, Shyne in the club. A lot of people, we really don't actually know what happened in that ordeal, but somebody was hit, right? We thought it was a murder. Actually, this lady here by the name of Natania Reuben, she actually was not murdered, but it does seem as though she was shot in the face, in the nose area. She's had several surgeries since then. She's had a very hard life, and she came out last night to let it be known that she's been harassed and been going through a very hard time for the last 20 plus years ever since that fateful night. So she's siding with Lil Rod. She read through Lil Rod's lawsuit, and she thought it was very uncanny that Diddy actually allegedly, let's just keep it allegedly, in Lil Rod's lawsuit, he states that Diddy admits to taking part in crimes, having people hit, having people shot or murdered or killed. He openly admitted within the lawsuit, allegedly, he said, hey, remember that 1999 shootout in the club with Shyne? Yeah, that was me. That wasn't Shyne. That's what Lil Rod purports in his actual lawsuit. Miss Natania has come out and she corroborates that story. She said that that always was her story. She says that she actually saw Diddy with her own eyes pull out the firearm and start shooting into the fray, in which she was hit by a projectile, and her life completely changed ever since then. That's what she said has been consistently her story. That's what she said her legal team was running with and going with at the time of the shooting. However, she said that she witnessed Diddy paying off prosecutors, paying off all types of people to where he was able to get away scot-free. Shyne went and got locked up, got deported to Belize, became whatever he became in the later times of his life. And Diddy's been able to just go about his life, be a music mogul, produce artists, take money from said artists, and live his best life. All right, now that I've given y'all that quick rundown, let's go ahead and just get right into what Miss Natania had to say. I don't want to waste a lot of time. This is about a 7-minute video where she details everything that she's gone through, everything that she witnessed, and I want to make sure that we're concise and straight to the point here. So Miss Natania, the floor is yours. Okay?
Hey, how you doing? So, here today about this latest lawsuit with the P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean Puffy Combs, whatever you want to call him, lawsuit that has come out involving the producer Lil Rod. So basically his last two lawsuits, or last two major lawsuits, the one with Cassie, she made mention that Puffy made her carry his guns into nightclubs and wherever they went.
Now, that's the first point. Cassie did, I believe, say that in her lawsuit that Diddy was forcing her to carry firearms that belonged to him into nightclubs and different venues and different places. I guess because she's a soft looking woman, blah, blah, blah. They weren't really going to check her all that closely. So she was unassuming. She was able to get in with things that he could not. Right now, this is also consistent with the fact that people claimed that P. Diddy was also making J-Lo do the same thing back during that time, which is why after that whole ordeal happened, J-Lo never looked back. She stopped dating black niggas. She stopped making hip hop music. She just went all the way into pop world. You know what I'm saying? That's just what we saw. I'm gonna let you finish.
And he threatened her to make her feel like she had to do so. And while there were lots of things of importance, that stood out to me. And I'm gonna tell you why. In this lawsuit with the producer Lil Rod, they were both SA'd by him and threatened and physically harmed. But in this lawsuit, he appears to be a very young producer to me. But he said something very specific. As a means of threatening him, Puffy said That's why I shot up the club in New York back in 1999 and let Shyne take the fall for it. Let me tell you why that's of utmost importance to me. Because I am the woman who he shot in the face in that 1999, December 27th, 1999, Club New York shooting. I have told everyone ad nauseum since then, even the surgeon who did the surgery to take the bullet. I got shot in my face with a 9 millimeter hollow point bullet called a cop killer. I literally have told everyone and never changed what I said. I watched him. I got pow-powed in the face. I watched him fire the gun. I've said it all this time. Even the surgeon who did my surgery to take out part of the bullet fragments that was aspirating into my lungs and try to remove as many bullet fragments as possible, testified in the criminal trial that while they were putting me under, I was screaming, Puffy, pew pew me in the face.
So this has been her story for the past 24 going on 25 years, y'all. She's saying from day one, she saw what happened. She saw him pull the gun out. She saw him fire. She saw the bullet come collide with her face. And she hasn't changed her story yet. She said the surgeon was there testifying to her testimony along with her legal.
He testified in the criminal trial. It is in the record. They all knew he did it. Everybody knew he did it. But he paid off the club bouncer named Sharice and all these other people and the club owners with their video to hide the video. That's his MO. I told everybody that. This man almost took my life, has traumatized my life, has caused undue harm, irreparable damage to my life, lied his behind off. I've had all these youngins on the internet harassing me, swearing that I'm making it up that he did it. And look what he did to Little Rod. He threatened him. Oh, you don't think I bust my gun? I shot up the club in Club New York and let Shyne take the fall for it. I shot them people. Well. It only took 24 whole years for it to come out. You see this tattoo? This commemorates me getting shot. It took 24 years for him to come out and say it. I've been saying it all along, but y'all pick and choose who y'all want to believe. Oh, baby, you ain't seen nothing yet. Not only did he pew me in the face, he also set off a course of harassment against me for the past 24 years.
All right, so here's where she says Diddy's been harassing her ever since that incident happened. She has not been able to live peacefully because Diddy has not allowed it. Let's hear what she has to say about that.
When I tell you the things I went through, there was a time in 2017 and 2018 where I got 7 flats on my BMW. 7, the same tire, in a 2-year span. 7.
Now, as y'all remember, Diddy has been known to fuck with people's cars. He allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's car for wanting to pursue a romantic relationship with Cassie. Let's not forget that was in the lawsuit, that he blew that nigga shit up. Okay? So for her to get 7 flat tires on her vehicle, on her BMW, it sounds a little bit consistent that he liked to attack people's cars.
On the same tire, and they were all new. Every time it happened, I had to get a new tire. I have the pictures to prove it. Harassing me. You want to know why? Because prior to Cassie, I was the only person to be victimized by him and then to successfully sue him and get paid. And he had to pay me out of his pocket. He has never gotten over that. Oh, baby. You see this Rico charge that's about to come? This conspiring and pew-pewing up the club and ruining or attempting to ruin my life, as God as my witness, I will not stop until you suffer every single iota of punishment, until I have every second of recompense that you took from me. For every tear that I had to cry or my children had to cry, I am going to get $1 million back from you. I will not stop until you pay the price for what you did to my life. And for all you people out there on the internet and in cyberspace and in the far reaches of my life or the perimeters or wherever, who always like, oh, she just saying that to get some. Hell, what you got to say now? What you got to say now? I had some youngins on the internet that ain't even old enough, that weren't even alive when it happened, arguing me down, cussing me out, calling me everything but a child of God. Go check Instagram. It's there. Harassing my life. Harassing me. Oh, you lying. He ain't do that to you. You just want clout. You just chasing clout. What is that to chase clout about? How is that clout chase worthy? It doesn't even make sense. Well, I guess it would make sense in this new generation. But you better believe I will have my say. I will have my say. Hashtag having my say. Hashtag the dopest nerd ever. Hashtag Eb Talks. Y'all ain't seen or heard nothing yet.
All right, so that is Miss Natania Reuben. She is the victim of the December 27, 1999 New York nightclub shooting that involved Diddy and Shyne, and she says that Diddy himself was the one that shot her in the face, not rapper Shyne. Okay? Now, last night, y'all saw me talking about the situation with Tiffany Red. She was Cassie's friend, Cassie's songwriter. She wrote an entire album or contributed to an entire album of Cassie's work. She's suing Diddy now, saying that she wants to be compensated for the work that went into the album. She wants to be compensated for the years of her career that were wasted, right? And I wasn't necessarily 100% backing Miss Tiffany Red. And the reason why I was not completely backing Miss Tiffany Red is because we have people like Natania Reuben out here that actually were physically inhibited by Diddy, right? Nowhere in what Miss Tiffany Red had to say did she say that Diddy fondled her, touched her, drugged her, took her to some undisclosed location where she didn't know where she was at and she couldn't get out or anything like that. Those are the types of accounts that Cassie lived through, right? When it comes to the producer Lil Rod, this guy was traveling from New York to Miami to LA to the US Virgin Islands on yachts, studio sessions, etc., where he's being surrounded by drugs, guns, prostitutes, underage minors that are being fed drugs and liquor. He's being approached by people like Cuba Gooding Jr. He's being approached by people such as Diddy, who's touching on him, trying to coerce him into a sexual relationship, a homosexual relationship at that. That's what Lil Rod went through. These are people that have real life stories and accounts that they can talk about and say, hey, this is what this man did to me. This is how he inflicted himself or imposed himself into my livelihood. This is how this person made me uncomfortable. I was fed drugs. I was forced to do things against my will. However, Tiffany Red was just a friend of Cassie, who by proximity, she may have heard stories, she may have seen things, but Cassie's story is not your story, right? You may have helped write an album that was never released, but there's countless artists in the music industry who wrote albums, made albums, turned in complete albums, and they never got to see the light of day, and nobody gets to sue for some back pay of work that they created just because it never came out. That is why I was not completely behind Tiffany Red. That doesn't mean that I have anything against her as a person. It doesn't mean that I have anything against her as a songwriter. That doesn't mean I have anything against her or her organization called the 100%ers. I have nothing against any of the work that she does when she goes out into the street and she goes and talks to the Congress board and she goes and tries to negotiate deals on behalf of songwriters, publishers, etc. for fair pay in the music industry. I am 1,000% behind all of that. However, when she inserts herself in a personal level to try to act like her issues are somewhat equal to those that actually have firsthand accounts, this woman, Natania, was shot in the face. Lil Rod was fondled. Dick and Balls neck violated. You know what I'm saying? Cassie fed numerous drugs, forced to have sex with sex workers, forced to, allow multiple men that she did not know or want to be around to invade orifices in her body. I'm sorry. We got to let the people that really were affected by some real life shit, real life traumatic situations, to speak up, tell their story, be heard, and let that stuff be put on Front Street. Don't insert yourself into a situation that you're not completely a part of. That's my only thing, right? And some people wanted to jump in my comments and say, oh, I don't feel you're being genuine. If that was you in Tiffany Red's position, you would feel some type of way. I probably would feel some type of way. However, there's a difference between feeling some type of way and having legal recourse to go out here and try to sue and get paid off of something that really did not have much to do with you. You were a part of a situation, but it's not your situation. Okay? Now, let's move forward and actually get into Miss Natania's quietly settled civil suit from 1999. The New York Post has an article that was released in 2011 where they talked about this, and I want to go over it because I want y'all to understand just exactly what Miss Natania actually went through, what life was like for her, and how she was able to try to obtain the money that she was owed. You get what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and do that here. Boom. So this is Miss Natania right here. Same lady in the photo of my thumbnail. As you can see, her nose and face is wrapped up. She's walking on crutches. She's got some sort of brace on her legs, right? She's a wounded club goer, Natania Reuben, who took bullet fragments to her face in the 1999 Club New York brawl. She was paid $1.8 million. So they say now it's less money, less problems for Diddy. The hip-hop honcho has quietly settled all civil actions against him stemming from the infamous shoot-em-up at Club New York more than a decade ago. Sean Diddy Combs, his former protege, Jamal Shine Barrow, and the now-defunct Times Square hotspot struck a deal earlier this year with 3 club goers shot by Barrow in the notorious 1999 melee, court records show. The exact terms of the settlements were unknown because of confidentiality agreements between the parties, but former Club New York owner Michael Burgos, who did not sign the confidentiality deal, said that the most seriously injured victim, Miss Natania Reuben, was paid out $1.8 million. Miss Reuben, who was 40 at the time, so you take that, she's damn near 60-something years old today. She was shot in the nose. Well, maybe not 60 because in 2011 she was 40. So we'll say that she's about 54 years old or 53. Reuben, 40, was shot in the nose and suffered seizures because of 7 bullet fragments still lodged in her face. 2 other victims were paid $500,000 and another was paid $50,000. Burgos said he was unsure who paid what amount in the deal, but Barrow and the club shares were picked up by insurance companies, while Diddy, who was acquitted in the criminal case related to the brawl, had to pay out of pocket because his insurance company had gone belly up. So this is very consistent to what Miss Natania said in her video. She said that she's the only person that's ever succeeded against Diddy legally, and he had to pay her out of pocket $1.8 million, and she wants even more due to the ongoing harassment that she's faced from him for years. A rep for Diddy declined comment. Reuben's lawyer, Deborah Reiser, also declined comment, saying my client wanted the confidentiality agreement because she didn't want any further publicity. She's been victimized enough. Excuse me. Burgos said he refused to sign the confidentiality deal because he did nothing wrong, and I may need to talk about the incident sometime in the future. Now, again, this shooting occurred December 27, 1999, when Combs was still known as Puff Daddy and dating Jennifer Lopez. Burgos and Combs, Lopez, Barrow, Combs' bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones, and others went to the then hotspot to celebrate signing Barrow to a record deal. So remember, this is around the time that Shine got signed. He was the new thing. He had that song Bad Boys out. He was the nigga that was sounding like Biggie. It was good energy going on. He was about to get his career popped off. He had his first album out. All of this stuff was celebratory, and it all came to a screeching halt just off some fluke. We don't even know how the fight got started. At least I don't. The night turned ugly when Combs' crew exchanged words with another club goer by the name of Matthew Scar Allen. Barrow allegedly pulled out a gun and started firing away. He was later convicted of shooting two bystanders. As of today, the story is now being told differently. Miss Natania says she literally saw Diddy pull the gun out, not Shyne. Okay? Now, at the time, she said it felt like a flaming hot sledgehammer hit her in the face, right? She worked as a beautician and she was a mother of two at the time, which she testified during the criminal trial. Shyne served 9 years in prison and was deported to his native Belize after release. Burgos said he's considering an offer to write a book about his travails. Now, again, let's go over who Burgos is. Burgos is I think the club owner, right? Yeah, he was the former club owner. Michael Burgos owned Club New York. So in 2011, he was being fielded with offers to write a book to tell his account of the situation. I don't know if his book ever came to fruition or made it to the public release. I'm quite sure Diddy probably halted that as well and put some pressure on his ass. So that's probably why we don't know shit about it. But at least we know, at least early as 2011, there was some sort of update on Miss Natania, who is the victim from that club shooting, which Lil Rod alleges Diddy came out his own mouth and face and said he was the one that pulled the trigger, not Shyne. Just to let you know, I'm willing to get down and dirty for mine. So if you ever go bad on me, nigga, you better be ready to play, because I stay scrapped up. God damn. All right. So that's what we got, y'all. That's what the fuck we have. I'm not going to stay on here too long and try to reminisce and try to pontificate about this situation. The proof is in the pudding. The stories are unfolding. People are coming out, letting their accounts be known. Diddy seems like he's getting a little bit weaker. His defenses are getting weaker. People are getting more confident to tell what happened to them. It looks like I don't know. I mean, he may swindle and slither his way out of this shit. I don't know what's going to happen. But it does seem like the walls are closing in on him. It seems that his reign on the top is about to get shorter than Leprechaun's. And again, if he really did any of this shit, I will continue to say it and scream it from the mountaintops. You deserve to go to the fifth chamber of hell. You deserve to go to prison. All of your fortune and fame, all of your riches, your billions deserve to be distributed out to all the people that you've hurt. And that's just the end of the situation, all right? Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates, and I will see y'all on the next one. Y'all be safe out there. Have a wonderful day. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace!
King of my city in cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross I'm out, I came back with some battery. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.